It happens on a way more personal level.
It was totally different. It has nothing to do with classes in university.
You can feel very strong in yourself and have the motivation to change your life.
Got in touch with each other's values, their visions. It's really intimate and it's really deep.
Oh, it was great and was getting greater every minute.
Business environment is changing. It is much more dynamic, much more complex, and business education needs to reflect that. Rather than focusing exclusively on content and knowledge, we need to equip students for the unknown unknowns. Frankfurt School set up the pilot project Creative Complexity to help students prepare better for the challenges that lie ahead of them in their careers. So we need to focus more on skill sets, on analytical tools and frameworks that enable them to cope with these kind of challenges. I'm very proud that we managed to get a set of very experienced international facilitators who designed and then ran the modules with us. So we've been working, for example, on issues such as leadership, conflict resolution, negotiation techniques. We've done camera training with them, and we've done a number of tests such as the MBTI test or emotional intelligence tests to help them understand themselves better and to see where they have growth potential as a person, as a personality and as a future business leader. So everything in Creative Complexity is very interactive, very hands-on. There are short presentations, students get some insight, some input, but then it's all about doing the work themselves, individually or more often in groups, so that they really get some benefit out of it immediately. We worked with students on storytelling, both for personal purposes and for their organizations. We worked with TV journalists and introduced students to communicating with media, dealing with crisis communication situations. We did a lot of modules on public speaking. Another big topic was collaboration, how to work in teams, how to work across geographical or cultural barriers.
There is a growing need for good collaboration and maybe even for some form of collective intelligence or for just shared efforts to solve problems.
What we are trying to do here is to equip people with skills that are going to be useful regardless of the time, regardless of the technology that is going to be available in 5, 10, 15 or 50 years' time.
All the things we are learning here are really important for our career in the future because you always have to work in a team, so you won't be alone and just do your own thing. So there are always other people you have to take care of, you have to work out things with them and feel how they are feeling and try to lead them the right way.
The key takeaways would be around understanding and appreciating the space that we need to create for self-reflection, the importance of self-awareness and the importance of understanding of the different dynamics in groups and in between people.
It's about ourselves. How can we shape our future? How can we shape what we have inside to make the business more efficient, to make the business more productive, to make it more personal and to communicate on a different level with other people.
The relationship that we build up with our facilitators and with each other, because we share these big personal things, which are like we met each other 2 hours ago and then we talk about like our deepest problems, but it's okay and everybody just accepts it, and it's you just feel much safer to talk about those things than maybe you would in your usual environment and in school.
Another big part was self-awareness and leadership. We used psychometric tools such as the Myers-Briggs type indicator test or the Meyer-Solovey-Caruso emotional intelligence test, and based on that we worked with students and showed them ways in which they can improve on their strength work on their weaknesses and generally get on a path of personal development in terms of a professional career.
What we're really talking about here is basic business skills and communication, reflection on one's ability to change is a part of being a modern business executive these days, and leadership issues are very much connected to change. But it's a great opportunity to get exposure to new ways of thinking, new insights, and new techniques at a very early stage in their career.
The most important thing I want them to take away is the connection between our thinking and our behavior. So this is something you really need to know for your personal change, for your personal improvement, for organizational change, and even for leading an organization.
Well, I've learned about my core values and also how my personality affects how I am in a team and how my personality might influence others.
Making goals for me visible and making the barriers visible for me, as well as seeing how I'm emotionally equipped. I think that all these skills will help me drive my career, will help me be a better team player or be a better boss later and to lead my team better.
So then basically what we did was the big teamwork, and I myself and my group, we had to organize a flash mob, which was pretty hard, but of course challenging, and I learned a lot that day.
Interaction comes from fun, comes from engagement, interaction comes from exchange of different opinions. And we are trying to throw in a lot of games, we are trying to be silly. We are not afraid to be silly ourselves, so we are also making the students to be silly. And generally we get in response a lot of energy and more exchange.
It was just very interesting to see how things work, how we discussed how things got forward and backward, and how we had these crises and found new ways.
And then, I mean, we had, even outside the classes, we had ongoing discussions about our types, and really people started thinking about it, and it was a great experience, yeah.
Many things here at the workshop just, so to say, open your eyes to say, okay, well, I want to think more about this. And I think it's a good start, but the dealing and the change process at its core, this is something you will have to do afterwards.
But I, for me, found out that actually in a team we're not doing evil things on purpose, but we just have to accept that everyone's different and try to cooperate and change ourselves and include others and include ourselves.
This requires from you that you are very open, and I really tried to be open and make the most out of it.
I would definitely recommend this experience because it's an experience everyone should have made, and I can only say it was a great time.
That was really deep and yeah, moving almost. It was really good.
And to focus on yourself, on ourselves, just to discover what type of personality you are, because nowadays we don't have time for it. We are living in a very fast life.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity.
I think it's good just to stop for a while to think about this.